describe yourself?
Just a few hours ago, I caught a collab video with Anton Daniels and Stephen A. Smith. The video dropped on both of their platforms, and the title says it all. Anton Daniels dives into politics, culture, and real talk in America. Honestly, this is pretty dope. Anton's really leveling up. And right out the gate, Stephen A. Smith hits him with a big question, and Anton doesn't hold back.
You describe yourself, particularly in this day and age. Are you a conservative? Or are you just a YouTuber? Are you a podcast? What would you say? What do you want the world to know you believe you are?
I wouldn't define myself as a conservative first. I would define myself as a saint first.
I wouldn't define myself as a conservative first. I'd define myself as a saint. A saint. Yep, that's how he sees himself. Pretty wild, right? And trust me, there's more where that came from.
Is a person that believes every word in the word, right? We don't differentiate. We don't pick and choose which part of the Bible we believe. Even if I'm not perfect or I'm not doing everything right, I define myself by my belief in God. That's first, above all.
Now guys, if you notice, this is the same strategy Anton Daniels uses when he goes to prominent platforms like Fox News or Jason Whitlock. He paints himself first as a Christian because Anton is a social engineer, not trying to hack your passwords, but using leverage and social capital to make people follow him. Being on Stephen A. Smith's platform gives him instant credibility. To Stephen's audience who don't know him, Anton looks legit, even though I personally don't believe he is. He throws out all the right keywords. I'm Christian, I'm married, I'm conservative. And then he adds, I'm a bag chaser. I always add value to people's lives and I expect to be fairly compensated. But let's be real. Anton cheats on his wife, yells and curses at people, doxes folks, and acts in ways that are completely anti-Christian. He clearly believes in chasing money more than anything else, and his claim of adding value is questionable. There is no content creator, especially female, who works with him and actually blows up. Most leave his platform feeling used or caught up in scandal. Meanwhile, Anton continues his attacks on black culture, saying it's not black people, it's the culture we celebrate that holds us back. While certain elements of black American culture can be toxic, especially in relationships and within the black church, Anton, as a conservative influencer, now has the responsibility to not participate in the toxicity he criticizes. Yet he does, constantly doxing, threatening, and exposing people, acting like the very culture he condemns. It's hypocritical. Like single mothers complaining about black men who lack masculine traits when they contributed to the problem themselves. Anton has an opportunity for self-accountability to say, as a black conservative showing the right way, I will not participate in toxicity. But he never does. Instead, he hops platform to platform, saying whatever people want to hear, faking it till he makes it like a snake oil salesman. This is Anton Daniels' strategy: manipulative, polarizing, and unsustainable long-term. Eventually, he talks about education, which honestly was my favorite part, but that's a story for another time.
As a culture, and that's why I say that the culture.
Anton Daniels brought up a point about black education, saying that too many people are taking shortcuts and that the black community should focus on majors that make sense, not things like humanities, black studies, or certain elements of communications. And yes, he even threw shade at communications majors. He was making a valid point about avoiding shortcuts, and for a second I had to admit Anton actually nailed it. But here's the problem. Someone sent me Anton Daniels' LinkedIn, and I checked his recent jobs. He's been a project management design developer, a senior user interface designer managing websites, a VP user experience expert, and enhancing user experiences on mobile and tablet platforms. Now, I don't see how any of that counts as STEM. It's not math, it's not engineering, it's not science, and Anton doesn't even have a college degree. So how can he tell anyone what they should be doing when he didn't do it himself? And about shortcuts? Come on, bro. As a content creator, nobody takes more shortcuts than you. Sure, you make money, but mostly because you've rigged the system. You post hundreds of reaction videos every month, cutting up your streams instead of creating original content. That's a shortcut. You sit in a corner, do reactions all day, and rarely put real commentary into your content because that requires actual effort. If anyone is guilty of shortcutting and pretending to be in STEM, it's Anton. For me, I went through biology, med school, and I'm not telling everyone to go into STEM, but at least I did the work, something Anton criticizes others for without practicing himself. And honestly, my favorite part was coming up next.
Everybody that works for me is black. And 80% of them are women. You see what I'm saying? Is it about your talking point or is it about what your life is like? Right. So I don't pay attention to it.
So Anton Daniels was talking to Stephen A. Smith about living what you preach, pointing out that he hires black women and that 100% of his team is black, with 80% being women. But here's the thing. What do you really do with those women, Anton? He brags about always having a bad chick with him, going out only when he has one, showing off his lifestyle and thinking nobody notices. Honestly, this guy is hilarious in the most ridiculous way. I have no idea how I even met him or how I was ever cordial to him. In my honest opinion, Anton Daniels is a complete social engineer, 100% fraudulent. People eventually see through it because he's not real. There's no way anyone could sit there on Stephen A. Smith's platform with all the scandals attached to them and act normal without embarrassing themselves. Stephen A. and others don't know the type of person Anton really is, but once they find out, it makes them look bad too. He's risky, unpredictable, and the stuff he does is just insanely silly. It's entertaining, sure, and maybe it makes some money, but at what point do you stop? He makes no sense, and every day seems to make him more delusional. Money doesn't fix it. If anything, it makes it worse. So, what do you think? It's your boy Yoshi, DJ Jackson, back again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate all that you do. Subscribe and hit the bell. We're out.
Anton Daniels brought up a point about black education, saying that too many people are taking shortcuts and that the black community should focus on majors that make sense, not things like humanities, black studies, or certain elements of communications. And yes, he even threw shade at communications majors. He was making a valid point about avoiding shortcuts, and for a second I had to admit Anton actually nailed it. But here's the problem. Someone sent me Anton Daniels' LinkedIn, and I checked his recent jobs. He's been a project management design developer, a senior user interface designer managing websites, a VP user experience expert, and enhancing user experiences on mobile and tablet platforms. Now, I don't see how any of that counts as STEM. It's not math, it's not engineering, it's not science, and